Hello everyone, myself Shakuntala and I'm from Gurudev Academy here. Again I'm back here with questions of mock test 4 here. So I'm going to solve the part of zoology. So without wasting time, let us start the questions here. So the first question of the zoology part is, it is a direct question here, they have given the definition itself. The signals from the fully developed fetus and the placenta ultimately lead for the parturition. Parturition is nothing but the delivery process to expel out the fetus here, which requires the release of. So one here is to release an fetus, okay, for the parturition process, we require an hormone which is being secreted by the hypothalamus and stored in the pituitary, and the name of the hormone itself is called as the oxytocin hormone here. So here the release of oxytocin hormone which is being stored in the pituitary of an maternal pituitary. So option B is the right here. Estrogen from the growing follicle, we don't require estrogen for the parturition, or oxytocin from the fetal pituitary, or the relaxin from the Leydig cell. Now this relaxin is not going to be secreted by the Leydig cell, but it is being secreted by the ovary here. So the right option is option 2, that is oxytocin from the maternal pituitary here. Next, which of the following hormone is used in the transplantation surgery to suppress the immune response, and thus chance of organ rejections by the recipient bodies can be avoided? That is the grafting, transplant graft has to be rejected. So for that we are going to use the hormone called as cortisol here. It is not the thyroxine, not the aldosterone, or not the steroidal hormone here. So cortisol will help in suppressing what? In suppressing the immune here, so that there will be a successful chance of transplantation. Now it is with match the following, the origin of what? The origin of universe. Again, when did the origin of universe took place? Origin of earth. The first cellular life forms appear, and the first cellular form of life where it has been appeared here. So you have to match it with, so the right option will be, so the first one is the origin of life, it is 20 million years ago. So option A with here, option 4th here. Next one is the origin of earth, that is 4.5 million years ago, then it is going to be option first here. Then the first non-cellular form of life, it appeared on 3 billion years ago. Where is 3 billion here? So the first non-cellular life, it appeared on 3 billion years ago, and the first cellular life appears 200 million years ago. So according to this, the right option is, okay, it is the second option here. So A with 4, B with 1, C with 2, and D with third option. Which of the following sense organs in frogs are composed primarily of cellular aggregation around the nerve endings here? So here, except, okay, except eyes and tympanum, okay, or internal ears, all these three are, okay, they are being aggregated with the cellular organization, but here these are the special organization. So the option is, okay, so it is with the option what? It is with the option 1 here. Okay, so C and D and E only, that is the nasal epithelium. Sensory papillae and taste buds, they are the special organs, and these are the cellular organs, and remaining 3 are the specialized organs here. Next, which of the following statement is incorrect? An ideal contraceptive should be friendly use. Yes, it should be friendly, uses friendly here. Second one is, it should be available easily and effective here. Natural method works on the principle of avoiding chance of meeting of ovum and the sperm here. Oral administration of small dose of either progesterone or estrogen combination is another contraceptive method here. The Medical MTP Amendment Act was enacted in the year 2019. So it was not in the year 2019, but it was being enacted in the year 2017. So option 4th is an incorrect statement to the above question here. The next one is, Given below are the two statements here. So the one is the ventral portion of the midbrain consists of mainly two round of swellings called as corporo quadrigemina. So there are no two rounds, or there are no there are four swellings here. Swellings. So it is not two, four swellings makes the corporo quadrigemina. And the option 2, that is the statement 2, is midbrain pons and medulla form the brain stem here. So yes, it is the right here. But statement 1 is incorrect, statement 2 is correct here. So which is the right option? Statement 1 is incorrect, but statement 2 is the right here. So option 2 is the right one here. Why it is so? Because instead of 2 round, there should be 4 small rounds of swelling which is going to form the corpora quadrigemina. Next. Which of the following is the most accepted definitions of biotechnology by the European Federation of Biotechnology? So you have to write the definition, and this definition is exactly from the NCERT as it is. We cannot change the definition here. So here maintenance of sterile ambitions, these are the conditions for performing the biotechnological experiments here. Maintenance of the sterile or the hygienic condition, then the technique of using live organism, we are going to use the live organisms or the enzymes from an organism to produce the product and the essential and useful for animals. Process which use genetically engineered animals only on large scale for the benefit here. But the definition, they have asked the definition here. So the definition is, it is an integration of natural science of and organisms, cells, parts thereof, and the molecular analogues for the products and the services. So this is the exact definition which was given by the biotechnology, that is the European Federation of Biotechnology here. The next one is, given are the two statements, one is labeled as assertion and the R is the reason here. All amino acid contains hydroxyl group. No, it is not an hydroxyl group, it is an amino group here, amino group. So, and acidic group substituents on the same carbon, and the reason is, in amino acids, alpha carbon has a 4 substituent group as the hydrogen atom, the carboxylic group, and amino group, and the variable group. So instead of hydroxyl, there should be what? There should be an amino group here. So statement, that is assertion is false and reason is true here. A is false, but R is true here. Next, the arrangement of the following events in the order they occur in the renin-angiotensin mechanism. This renin-angiotensin mechanism is a mechanism in order to increase the GFR, that is the glomerular filtration rate here. To increase the GFR, there is a mechanism called as renin-angiotensin mechanism here. The first one is, here you have to first write the sequence order wise, you have to arrange it. So the first one is, there is an release of renin by the the JG cells. So JG is nothing but juxtaglomerular cells here. Juxtaglomerular cells will release what? Will release the renin here. So here this renin will convert. So this is the first one, and the second one is, it is going to convert the conversion of angiotensinogen to angiotensin 1 and 2 and then to angiotensin 2 here. So this will be the second option. So B, A. Again, then next comes is, it is going to activate the adrenal cortex region to release the what? To release what? To release the aldosterone here. And here the next comes is, it is going to help for the reabsorption of Na and the water from whom? From the distal part of the tubule, and thus increase what? And thus increase in the blood pressure here. So option 3 is the right answer here. So this is a mechanism which will help the glomerular filtration rate, that is when there is an low blood pressure, to increase the blood pressure, this mechanism is taking place here for the filtration. Next, which read the following and identify the number of incorrect here. So here statement 1 related as a biological classification of humans. Humans scientific name is Homo sapiens here. So genus and the species name, they belong to genus Homo here. They belong to class Primata. It is not a class here, but it is an order Primata here. And they belong to order Mammalia. It is not an order, but it is an class Mammalia. So there is an the change of order and the class here. And they belong to phylum Chordates. So identify the number of incorrect statement, and there is two statements which are incorrect. So number 2 is the right option. Next one. Yes. So given are some statements A and D here. During swallowing, a glottis can be covered by a thick elastic cartilaginous flap here. It is a thick elastic cartilaginous flap called as epiglottis. And the B is the exchange part is the site of actual diffusion of oxygen and the carbon dioxide between the blood and the atmospheric air. It is right. The conducting part transport the atmospheric air to the alveoli. The lungs are situated in the abdominal cavity. Choose the right one here. So here the sentence is right. During swallowing, the glottis can be covered by elastic. It is not a thick elastic, but it is an thin elastic. The word, a single word will alter the meaning here. So it is not a thick, but it is an thick elastic cartilaginous flap called as epiglottis. So this is an incorrect statement. And the statement fourth. So here the lungs are not situated in the abdominal cavity, but where they are situated? They are situated in the thoracic cavity here. They are situated in the thoracic cavity. So option statements A and D. So choose the incorrect statements from the given option. The incorrect statements are one is A and one is D here. So option D, fourth one is the right option here. Now, so which of the following which of the following statement is correct regarding the DNA polymerase used in PCR? That is a polymerase chain reaction here. It has been isolated from the virus. It is not isolated from the virus, but it has been isolated from the bacteria here. And the name of the bacteria is called as Taq polymerase bacteria, or that is Thermus aquaticus bacteria, which can be resistant to the high temperature of 60 to 80 degrees Celsius here. It is going, that's why it is called as remains active at high temperature. That is the Thermus athwa Taq bacteria, Taq polymerase athwa Taq Thermus aquaticus bacteria. It is used to ligate or introduce DNA in recipient cell. It is not so, or this is not going to be used as a selectable markers here. So here the DNA polymerase used in PCR is going to remain active at the high temperature. And what is the temperature which is going to be maintained? It is 60 degrees Celsius to 80 degrees Celsius here. Next one, so coming with the questions here, given below are so the statements A and D. The heart is an endodermal derived organ. It is not an endodermal in nature. It is derived from the mesoderm. It is an origin of mesoderm here. And in an adult, the human size of the heart is of the clenched fist here. Yes, automatically it is the right. It is the clenched fist size here. It is protected by the double walled membrane, a bag called as pericardium, because the pericardium is the outermost layer of the heart here. The small upper two chambers of the human heart are called as ventricles. It is not the ventricles, but they are the auricles here. They are the auricles. So the upper two small chambers are called as auricles, and the lower are called as the ventricle. And here it is not endodermal in origin, but it is mesoderm in its origin here. So which are the the statements here? So choose the correct statement from the option given below here. A and D are incorrect. Remaining B, C are the B and C are the correct option here. B and C, that is option A is the right. Now, so you have to list it. I will list it here. Filarial worm, yes, worm belong to which phylum? So here we were with question number 149 here. So match the list 1 with list 2 here. The filarial worm, now this filarial worm, it belongs to the phylum as it is a worm here. So this filarial worm, it is going to belong to the phylum Aschelhelminthes, that is the roundworms here. Canal system is observed in the poriferans here, water vascular canal system. Nematocysts, they are the cells which are present in the cnidarians here, and the brittle star is automatically the starfish belongs to the phylum Echinodermata. So A is with 3, okay, so option 3, A 3, B 4, C 1 and D 2 is the right option here. Next, going with question number 150, given below are the two statements. One is labeled as assertion A and the reason here. Spermatogenesis starts at the age of puberty due to the significant increase in the secretion of gonadotropins releasing hormone, that is GnRH, which helps in the release of FSH and LH. Yes, it is right. So FSH acts on the Sertoli cells and stimulate the secretion of some of the factors that help in the process of spermiogenesis. Now what is spermiogenesis? Spermiogenesis is nothing but conversion of spermatids into spermatozoa, and it is with the help of FSH hormone here, that is which is FSH, FSH. The S which is present in FSH it is always going to act on the Sertoli cell, and one more GnRH, that is LH. Now this L which is present here, it is always going to act on the Leydig cell here, Leydig cell for the secretion of the hormone here. So according to this, both A and R are true here, but R is the not correct explanation for A here. So both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. Okay, right. So which of the following is incorrect about the given graph here? So this is an oxygen dissociation graph here. So you have to find what is A and what is B here, part A and part B. So part A is nothing but percentage of saturation of hemoglobin, and part B is nothing but it is a partial pressure of oxygen that is present in mmHg, okay, mmHg, and here it is nothing but the percentage of saturation of hemoglobin here. So I have already given you the graph here. So apart from this, we will see which will be the right answer. The curve is called as oxygen dissociation curve or oxyhemoglobin curve here. The part A represent the percentage saturation of hemoglobin with the oxygen. Part B represent the partial pressure of carbon dioxide. It is not the carbon dioxide, but it is then oxygen here. This curve is highly useful in studying the effect factors like partial pressure of carbon dioxide and hydrogen concentration, etc. on the binding of oxygen with the hemoglobin. Which of the following is incorrect about the given graph? So here they have marked part B as represent the partial pressure of oxygen, but they have given it as partial pressure of carbon dioxide. So option 3 is the right answer here. That is an incorrect for the given graph. Yes. So here which read the following statement and choose the correct option here, which will include the factors which help in the population growth. If there should be an population growth, then automatically there should be decline in the MMR and IMR, that is infant mortality rate and maternal mortality rate here. So first one is there should be decline in the what? Decline in the death rate here, that is mortality rate, that is the right option. Then second one is the rapid increase in MMR and IMR. MMR is nothing but maternal mortality rate, that is the mother's death rate, and IMR is nothing but infant mortality rate, that is the death of fetus here. So there should be rapid decline here, there should be no increase. If there is an increase in what? Increase in MMR and IMR, then population decreases here. Second one is rapid decline in MMR and IMR, this is the right option here. Increase in the number of people in the reproductive age group, and yes, it is also right here because they will help in the increasing the population here. And the rapid increase in the death rate, there should be no increase in the death rate, there should be decrease in the death rate here. So the option 1, C, that is A, C and D are the right option here. A, C and D, that is option 2 is the right here. Next, competitive inhibitor of succinate dehydrogenase enzyme is, it is a malonate enzyme here. It is a direct question here. Next, Place the following events in a chronological order according to the Darwin's theory of evolution. The Darwin has told that first one is variation within the population leads to the natural selection. So this will be the first one. If there is variation, then that variation is been selected by the nature here. If the nature is selected, then there is an appearance of what? Then there is an appearance of new life forms. If there is appearance of new life forms here, then automatically at the last there is an extinction of the species that are less adapted, because there have been, as there is a variation, new life occurs, and if they are less adapted, then they are going to be exited from the from the environment here. So here C D B A, C D B A, C D B A is the right option here. So here it is a chronological arrangement of what? Of the evolution given by the Darwins here. So option A is the right answer. Next, choose the given two statement. Muscle contraction is initiated by the signal sent by the central nervous system via the sensory neuron. It is not the sensory neuron, but it is through the motor neuron here. So motor neuron will help in initiating the signal and it is going to sent by the central nervous system. Scapula is the largest triangular flat bone situated in the dorsal part of the thoracic between 2nd and the 7th ribs. In the light of the above statement, choose the correct or most appropriate answer from this here. So option 2, that is statement 2 is correct, but statement 1 is incorrect here. Statement 1 is incorrect, but statement 2 is correct. So option B is the right option. It is not the sensory, it is just a motor neuron here. Next, which of the following statements are correct regarding the process by which the parathyroid increases calcium level in the blood? You know, parathyroid hormone will help in increasing the calcium level in the blood here. So first one is, it is going to act on the bones and stimulate the process of bone reabsorption here, bone resorptions. Next one is by resorption of calcium from the renal tubules. Yes, because it is going to maintain the calcium level in the blood. By increasing the calcium absorption from the digested food. Yes, it is all the above. PTH is nothing but parathyroid hormone here. Next, so option here, all of this. So the next question is, which of the following characteristics are unique to the kingdom Animalia? Now, as we are studying Animalia, you have to know about the characters of Animalia here. So, they are multicellular here, they are heterotrophic in nature because we are going to depend upon others for our food here. We are holozoic in nature also, that is holozoic type of nutrition. We are going production of spores. No, these spores are not going to be produced by animals here, and there is no presence of cell wall. Cell wall is present only in the plants here. This differentiates between animals and plant. And the next one is production of spores. Spores are produced by some group of fungi here and plants here for the reproduction here, but it is not by the animals. And copulation, yes, copulation do takes place for the reproduction here. So except cell wall and the production of spores, remaining all the characters are going to resemble for the kingdom Animalia. Only these two are differing because these are the characters of the plant kingdom here. So option which will be the right, choose to the, okay, which of the following characters are unique to the, so option A, B and A, B, D and F. A, B, D and F only, yes. So option 2 is the right option here. Now, which of the following statement is correct for the X in the given diagram here? So a substrate which is going to produce the product, it has to go for the X is nothing but it is an transition state. It is going to go for a transition state, and then here this line, it is going to activated by the use of the energy, and this is the activation in the absence of enzyme, this is in the presence of enzyme here. So to form the product here, a substrate will undergo the transition state. I think it is a direct question. So by looking at the graph we can tell that it is a transition state here. It is not a competitive inhibitor, it is not a cofactor, or it is not an apoenzyme here. Yes, the red muscles fibers contain less quantity of myoglobin here. No, they are not going to contain less quantity, but there is an more quantity of myoglobin here. This is more here, it is not less. Possess a high amount of sarcoplasmic reticulum. It is not high, but it is an low amount of sarcoplasmic reticulum. Only depend on anaerobic process for energy, or can utilize a large amount of oxygen. As these are muscle fibers, yes, they are going to utilize the amount of oxygen for the ATP. As they are using the oxygen, then they are considered as not an anaerobic, but they are the aerobic process for the use aerobic, or they depend upon the aerobic process of energy here. One is, so here they have not given the option. Yes, so red muscles, so you can choose the right option here. One is, last one is, fourth one, can utilize a large amount of oxygen for ATP production due to the plenty of mitochondria. Remaining three are not so. Right, next. Which of the following statements are correct about thermoregulation? Thermoregulation is nothing but maintaining an constant body temperature here. So thermoregulation is energetically expensive for many large animals here. Yes, they require energy. Small animals have larger surface area relative to their volumes. Small animals tend to lose body heat very fast when it is cold outside. And it is for smaller organism, maintaining body temperature requires less energy here. So thermoregulation, A, B and C are the right option here. So option 1 is the correct here. So for smaller organism, maintaining body temperature require less energy. It is not less energy, but it is an more energy here. So coming with question number 161, the given below are the two statements. Statement 1, the lymph is a colorless fluid containing a specialized erythrocytes. As they have indicated it as a colorless fluid, then there is no presence of, or they do not contain any erythrocyte. Erythrocytes are nothing but the RBC. Instead of erythrocytes, there are presence of leukocytes here. Leukocytes, they are nothing but the white blood cells which are responsible for the immune system of the body. Erythrocytes are not responsible, but instead the leukocytes, that is the WBC, are required for the immune here. Statement 1. Statement 2, a plasma transport carbon dioxide and RBCs transport oxygen only. In the light of the above statement, choose the most appropriate answer from the given option here. So both the statement are incorrect here, because plasma transport carbon dioxide and RBC transport oxygen only. No, oxygen is going to transport carbon dioxide too, both carbon dioxide also as well as the oxygen too. It is not only the oxygen here. So both the statements are incorrect. Both statement 1 and 2 are incorrect here. So option 4 will be the right answer. Next. So here, in which of the phylum segmentation of the body is observed? You know, segmented body is present only in the phylum Annelida. That's why we said that annuli are nothing but the segmented body. And the best example for Annelida is you can have with earthworm here. So Ascalmenthes, they are called as roundworms. Arthropoda, they are going to have the jointed legs here. Annelidas, their body is metamerically segmented here, internally and externally. Platyhelminthes, they are called as the flat worms here. They are called as flat worms. So the phylum which is going to have the segmented body, it is the direct question, that is Annelida. Next one is, which of the following is an incorrect match here? Myometrium, it is going to exhibit strong contraction during the delivery of the baby. Yes. Second one is endometrium, it is the right option. Endometrium undergoes the cyclic changes during the menstrual cycle, that is shed off in the form of menses. Next one is perimetrium. It is an external thin membrane of the uterus, and uterus is going to act as a birth canal. Uterus is not going to act as a birth canal. Birth canal is a combination of, one is vagina and the cervical canal. Both the cervix and the vagina are going to act as a birth canal, but it is not the uterus here. So option 4, that is uterus, is the wrong option. Yes. So here you have to match with the list here where which organs are present in which segment of an earthworm. Earthworm are said to be the hermaphrodites here. Hermaphrodites are nothing but where both the male and the female gametes are present in a single individual here. So mushroom glands, they are present in what? In the 6th to 8th segment of the abdominal. So this is the right here. So here the ovaries are present in 2nd and 6th abdominal segment. Then the pair of spermatheca, they are present in, that is 6th segment here. And hepatic CK is present in, it is present in 6 to 8 in number here, means they are present in the number. So the right option according to the matched here, it is option 4th is the right one. Next one, the human immunodeficiency virus, that is HIV virus, has a protein code and a genetic material. Now virus is going to have the genetic material as an RNA, it is not the DNA. So you just remove DNA from the option. The leftover option is only 1 and option 4th here. Then the HIV contains either one double-stranded RNA or 2 single-stranded RNA here. It is always a 2 single-stranded RNA, not a one double-stranded here. Okay. So the option 1 is option 4 is the right answer. Now, so which of the following statement is incorrect about the menstrual cycle here? The first menstruation begins at the puberty and it is called as menarche, puberty at the age of 13, 14 and so on. And it is this, the menstruation is going to last till the age of 45 to 50 years. Once a female reaches the age of 50, then the cease of menstrual cycle takes place here. Then that condition is called as menopause. Between the menarche and the menopause here, whichever the cycle is going to take place, that is called as menstrual cycle here. Now here, the lack of menstruation may also occur due to some environmental factors like stress and the poor health. Yes, absolutely. The corpus luteum secretes a large amount of progesterone, that is the pregnancy hormone, which is being formed after the fertilization here, and which is essential for the maintenance of endometrium of the uterus. In the presence of fertilization, the corpus luteum degenerates. No, it is not going to get degenerate, but here it is going to persist while the fertilization takes place here in the luteal phase. That is the last phase of the menstrual cycle, that is the secretory phase of the menstrual cycle here. So option 4th is the right option, or the incorrect for the menstrual cycle. Yes. Now the next one is consider the following effect related to ADH, that is antidiuretic hormone, which combination correctly list the effects when there is an increase in ADH due to decrease in the blood volume here. Yes, automatically there is an constriction of blood vessels. There is an constriction of blood vessels. There is no increase in the urine output, or there is no decrease in the blood pressure here, but it is going to help in increase in the water reabsorption from the kidney and increases the glomerular blood flow, that is GFR here. Antidiuretic hormone, which is going to be present here. So option B and C are incorrect, but the remaining option A, D and E, okay, A, D and E only are the right option according to ADH activity, that is antidiuretic hormone. Second one, which of the following are related to the protein structure here? So glycosidic bond is not present, homopolymer is not present. Yes, there is a presence of disulfide bond, there is a presence of hydrogen bond, and there is a presence of phosphodiester bond, C, D and G, hemoglobin. Okay, phosphodiester bond is not present here, it is hemoglobin, this is not present, this is not, and this are not present when it comes with the structure of the protein here. So one is disulfide bond, hydrogen bond and the hemoglobin, because hemoglobin itself is a protein structure, and protein structure is going to contain the disulfide bond here as well as the hydrogen bond. The remaining are not here. Next one, given are the two statements here. The first one, the first amphibians on land and the water were lobe fins, and the statement 2 refers that lobe fins were the ancestor of salamander. Yes, both are the correct statement here. Statement 1 is and 2 are both correct here. So option 3, the first amphibians were always the lobe fins, and these lobe fins were the ancestor of salamander. Remember this question. Yes, the globins present, globins are nothing but the antibodies here present in the human blood plasma are primarily involved in osmotic balance of the body fluids, oxygen transport in the blood, clotting of the blood here, or defense mechanism. It is nothing but in the defense, that is nothing but the antibodies here. Antibodies. Okay, so antibodies, they are made up of the globin here, that is globin is nothing but a protein here. Antibody is a protein molecule, hence we call it as Ig, for example IgA, that is immunoglobulin A antibody, which is present in the colostrum and which will help in the defense mechanism. All the above are the wrong option, but the globins are present for the defense mechanism, that is option 4 is the right here. Next. It is a diagrammatic sectional view of the male reproductive system. Identify the ejaculatory duct, which it is. It is a clear question from what? From the NCERT textbook. They have given just the image and you have to label the parts here. So here I will tell you, first this is going to be the ejaculatory duct. A is going to be the ejaculatory duct. Then C is going to be the urethra, D is going to be the vas deferens, and B is going to be what? It is going to be the ureter. It is ureter. Ureter, this is vas deferens, this is what? This is an urethra here, and here it is going to be the ejaculatory duct. So A is going to be an ejaculatory duct here. So option A is the right one. Next question. So, which of the following statement are correct about repolarization? So, here sodium ions rapidly move inside the cell, sodium ions rapidly move out of the cells here, or it is the potassium ions rapidly move inside the cell, or potassium ions rapidly move out of the cells here. So, the option 4, that is potassium ions rapidly move out of the cell, it is a direct question. Yes. An American company who prepared the 2 DNA sequence corresponding to chain A and B of human insulin, and they were introduced them through a plasmid into. So, they introduced into an bacteria, and the name of the bacteria was called as E. coli, because it was the, why it is considered as an ideal organism, because the division of the bacteria is after every 20 minutes. Okay, the division takes place of the E. coli is after every 20 minutes. It is going to divide into 2 daughter cells, hence we get the rapid production. Hence we are going to use the E. coli as an ideal organism in case of biotechnology for the multiplication of the gene of interest here. Next. So, match 1 with match, list 2. Earthworm, I think they have given the organisms here and the respective respiratory organs through which they are going to respire. So, earthworm is going to respire through the moist cuticle. Yes, so it is the cuticle, that is the outer layer here. Arthropods, they are going to respire through the tracheal tubes. Fishes are going to respire through the gills, and birds are going to respire through the lungs here. So, 1A is with 1, okay, and arthropoda is with 4 here, B that is 4, and C that is with 2, and D it is with 3 here. So, option 2 is the right here. Next question. So, in the resting neuron, the axonal membrane is nearly impermeable to the potassium ion. It is impermeable to the positively charged proteins present in the exoplasm here, or whether it is comparatively more permeable to the K plus ions, or it is completely permeable to the sodium ions here. So, it is comparatively more permeable to the K plus ions here, not the sodium here. So, again it is a direct question. Yes. Now, choose the correct pair. So, lysozyme, it is going to help in the bacterial cell wall digesting enzyme. Polymerase enzyme, it is going to help in polymerization of the DNA here, that is increasing in the polymerase of DNA. It is not going to break down into the fragments of DNA. Nucleases, they are not going to help in the separation of 2 strands of the DNA. Exonucleases do not cut at the specific position within the DNA here. So, the right option is, it is lysozyme here. So, the correct match is the lysozyme. Next. Lepis loop, yes, it is a question which is been arised from the reproductive health. Lepis loop, I think it is a contraceptive here. So contraceptive means which contraceptive? Now diaphragm is an barrier contraceptive. Contraceptive, it is an pill. Non-medicated IUD is hormone releasing IUD. It is not an hormone releasing IUD. Hormone releasing IUD will be NNG20 here and Progesta cert here. Progesta cert here, and non-medicated IUD, the best example is the only one non-medicated IUD which we have studied so far, that is called as Lepis loop. So the right answer will be Lepis loop. So diaphragm is an barrier contraceptive which is being used by the female. Yes. So here the given two statement here. The osmolarity in the cortex is 300 osmolarity, and it is in the inner medulla is 120 osmolarity. One is statement 2 represent that NaCl, that is sodium chloride, is transported by the ascending limb of the Henle's loop, which help in the exchange with the descending limb of the vasa recta. So both the statement, that is statement 1 and statement 2, are the right option, because here to maintain the osmolarity in the cortex region or in the medullary region, this much is the right option here. So that much osmolarity is going to be maintained. So option 3 is the right here. Yes, so which of the following disease is an autoimmune disorder? Autoimmune disorder is nothing but a disorder in which our immune cells will fail to identify the self cells and the non-self cells here. So the best example for the autoimmune disorder is we have studied, that is rheumatoid arthritis here. It is not the arthritis, not the osteoporosis, or not the gout here. Yes, coming back with the last question here. Given below are some statement A to E. When any plane passing through the central axis of the body, the body divides the organism into two equal identical halves, and that is called as radial symmetry. Yes, whenever a line is passing through any plane here, then it is going to be divided into two equal halves, then it is called as what? The radial symmetry. It is right. Coelenterids are triploblastic. They are not the triploblastic, but they are the diploblastic organism here. Diploblastic here. Why they are called as triploblastic or diploblastic? Based upon their the organization made up of two germ layer here. Triploblastic means the organism, if they are made up of three germ layer, that is ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm, then they are called as triploblastic. And diploblastic is nothing but when they are made up of only two germ layer, that is in the absence of mesoderm, ectoderm and endoderm itself. But coelenterids are diploblastic, they are not the triploblastic animals here. Animals belonging to the Aschelminthes phylum are pseudocoelomid. Yes, it is the right option here. Notochord is a mesoderm in the mesodermal in origin. The property of living organism to emit light is the well marked in the ctenophora. So option option B is what? Choose the choose the correct statement from the options here. So A, again C, D, E. A, C, D, E is the right option here except B. Okay, except B, all the options are right here. That is A, C, D and E, because they are correct here. But instead of triploblastic, there should be an diploblastic layer here. Okay, so these are the questions of mock test 4 here. Thank you for watching.